Today I wanted to introduce you to my Volvo V60. It's a 2012 Volvo V60 R-Design in ice white. So solid white paint, 18-inch Xenon R-Design alloy wheels. It looks very, very, very smart. So the Volvo V60 R-Design was released in 2011 and in my opinion it's one of the best looking cars on the road. Even today, 13 years later, it has a timeless looking design, very sleek, very sporty and very solid looking. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, hence why I chose it. Being the R-Design model, you get the sporty front bumpers with aggressive slits, R-Design badge, swooping body lines that are standard on the V60, but it's amplified in the R-Design with the 18-inch wheels, silver mirror caps, and coming around to the side has the optional privacy glass on the rear window. The factory privacy glass emphasises the length of the car and emphasises the sleek look of the car. I think it really does look fantastic. So the side profile, hopefully you can see what I mean about it looking very sleek and aerodynamic. It's got a relatively low roof line, and with the optional privacy glass it really does look a very classy and dynamic package. And with the 18-inch Xenon alloy wheels filling the arches quite nicely, it does look very nice, especially with the R-Design mirror caps and the roof rails. And of course, being an estate car, it's a very practical one, so you can put roof racks on top and you can fill it loads of goods. It still looks absolutely fantastic vehicle. In my opinion, the white is one of the best colours in the Volvo V60 because it shows the lines of the car, strong creases that go across the whole bodywork, and with the privacy glass and the contrasting alloy wheels, it looks absolutely fantastic. Being very into Volvo V60s, one thing that really annoys me is that a lot of people respray the wheels in the incorrect colour, whether that's black, solid grey or even silver. They should be a two-tone like this one here with the diamond cut. And look, a lot of people refurbish them in a single colour because it's cheaper, but it doesn't do the car justice in any way, and the two-tone effect is how it should be, and it clearly looks fantastic. So personally, I'd rather have a few bits of curbing than have a single colour Volvo V60 alloy wheel. And the brilliant thing about the V60, there's not a bad angle to look at it with the roof spoiler, the Volvo badging, the twin exhaust, the sports diffuser. It just looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Once again, amplified by the privacy glass, giving it that contrast, and therefore it matches up with the gloss black Volvo logo there, so it gives a really timeless effect. And my particular favourite thing on the Volvo V60 are the traditional Volvo rear lights, and on the V60 you get a double swoop, so it looks incredibly strong from behind. Makes it very recognisable day or night from when you're directly behind the car. Hopefully that's coming across now in the video. It looks very, very strong indeed, which of course is safe. But let's see whether the sloping roofline and the V60 sports wagon-like design, as Volvo called it back in the day, has compromised the rear boot. And on paper, compared to its rivals, yes, it has technically, but if you bought this car not knowing that, it has a really fantastic boot in my opinion. Really wide load space, there's no lip, so you can just slide items in and out. Absolutely fantastic design. And the seats fold down completely flat, as I demonstrated now with one of them. Like that, so you can get a really long load space, and that front passenger seat can also fold down as well, so you can get a completely flat load space all the way through the car. It's just incredible. So as I mentioned, this is the 2012 Volvo V60, so it's the original pre-facelift Volvo V60. So that ran between sort of 2011 and 2013, but in my opinion, I prefer the pre-facelift V60 for a number of reasons, majority of which are in the interior. So this is the R-Design model, as you saw, the 18-inch Xenon alloy wheels and all the sporty twin exhaust and the front and rear bumpers that an R-Design benefits from. But my favourite thing about the pre-facelift model is the fact that you still get a light coloured headlining, which makes the cabin filled with light, as opposed to a black headlining on the facelift V60. That does make it feel a little bit darker. And I also love the light aluminium colour of the centre console. It just fills the cabin with light and it looks really, really sporty. And of course you get the R-Design seats with the white stitching. There's two different options. You've got this black option, or you could have white inserts here. From my personal experience, the white inserts look great from a distance, but when you get close, they don't look so good. But I'm still a little bit undecided. But this particular car's got the black inserts, and that looks really, really smart. And also, it's easier to keep clean as well. You could also go for a full leather interior as well, which still had the same R-Design front seats with R-Design logos embossed on the seats. And of course, you've got the traditional whiplash protection headrests. And the whole car is just a super driver-focused place to be, with the centre console tilted towards the driver, sporty R-Design steering wheel, and gear shifter. It feels a very, very driver-focused cabin. And you also get blue dials on the R-Design one as well. Now, they're not digital speedo, so there's no digital speed readout. There is kilometres an hour digital speed readout on there, but there's no 11, 12, 13 miles per hour exact speedo. However, you would think that would be an issue, but it's really not, because the blue background makes it incredibly clear when driving. It's always very, very easy to see what speed you're going, even when driving past a speed camera, and that's something I love, as opposed to other cars which are black speedo. Being a really good specification in this car, it's got the navigation built in, so it's got the 7-inch display rather than the 5-inch display, which makes the interior feel more plush. To the 5-inch unit just gets a smaller colour display there with your media and climate, etc. But this one has the bigger 7-inch display, and it even includes a DVD player, so you can watch films on there as well. And you've got on all V60s with Bluetooth, they have an 8-speaker sound system, and in my opinion, it's one of the best sound systems. It sounds absolutely incredible. And if you tinker around with the settings, which there are various sound settings you can play around with, it's probably one of the best sound systems you could ever hear. Yes, you could upgrade to some other premium sound systems in this generation of V60, but this mid-level premium sound with an 8-speaker is absolutely amazing. Other owners say that you can't find another sound system in a car like it. It really is incredible. Bear in mind though, you've got to be careful, because the V60 R-Design in 2012 did not come standard with Bluetooth phone or Bluetooth music. So you need to check whether you have this button here, the tail button. And this was something that was really important to me. And that tail button adds the 8-speaker sound system rather than the 6-speed, and as well as the Bluetooth. But it's an interesting fact that it didn't come as standard. It did on the SE and the SE Lux, but the ES and the R-Design, it wasn't standard. And in the back seats, of course, you'd expect for it to be quite comfortable, and absolutely yes it is. This seat position is just set. I'm just under 6 foot. I've got plenty of space, plenty of headroom, and it just feels fantastic with that amazing view of the cockpit up front, with the light coloured dash being all lent towards the driver, the blue dials, the sat-nav screen, the R-Design things. It looks absolutely amazing in my opinion, really amazing. If you can't tell, I'm in love with this car, and I have been for a number of years. And you've got a centre armrest with cup holders, you've got a 12-volt socket, air vents in the back. It's just, you can't knock it at all. It's just a fantastic product. All this in a car that, in today's standards, is not overly big, so it's still relatively easy to park. Yes, it's got quite a large turning circle, which all the Volvos of this period did, but that's not a problem, and I think it just adds to its character of feeling solid and robust. So the V60 in this time period was available with a range of petrol and diesel engines, and later a diesel plug-in hybrid badged D6. This particular one is the Drive model, which was later rebadged to D2 in late 2012. The engine was not changed. It is a 1.6 litre turbo diesel producing 113 brake horsepower, but a mighty punching 270 newton meters of torque, which is quite a lot for a small engine block. A lot of people talk very badly on this engine, often by people that don't own one and haven't driven one, because actually the amount of power it delivers and the way it goes on the road for a 2-ton Volvo estate is absolutely incredible. Volvo have done a really good job on calibrating this engine to get the most out of it, and actually the in-gear acceleration with the torque available between 1750 RPM and 2.5 is really decent, and it's got a decent amount of shove in it. I've had numerous people being a passenger and say it actually feels pokier than a 1.6, and a 0 to 60 time of 11.3 seconds. It's not the slowest thing in the world, and it will keep going up to 121 miles per hour. So I'll just pop the bonnet and have a little look. So being a Volvo, the bonnet catch is always just at the end of the Volvo grille there. So it's just there and up it pops. So yeah, very relatively small in displacement. I think a reasonably attractive engine cover on it. And 1.6 engine, it does share, it was a Ford and Peugeot and Citroen created engine, but the way Volvo have mapped it is absolutely incredible. Drives very well, I'd say very smooth and very refined. When it's warmed up, it doesn't even sound like a diesel, and when you're on the motorway, it's very smooth. Now, I could keep on talking about my ownership experience on this car, but that is for another video where we're going to talk MPG, reliability and everything like that. So stay tuned on the channel, don't forget to subscribe for all those future videos on this car. And I think it's really important to share my ownership and review over an extended point of times, and potentially some challenges and sort of fuel consumption challenges, etc. With the R-Design as well, on a note, you get a strut bar, so it has a little R-Design strut bar, so it has reinforced suspension being the R-Design, so it is a bit firmer, but what that means is it handles better, there's less body roll, it goes round the corners really well, and when you're driving it, it doesn't feel as heavy as what it does. It actually feels quite nimble, I have to say. Holds the road lovely, so drives incredibly well. So here we are driving the V60 R-Design. How does it feel? Very nice, very smooth, and quite agile. The steering is calibrated really nice, so it's very responsive, which is nice. It's a large car, but with the R-Design suspension, it feels quite dynamic. Cruising along, some people find the R-Design suspension a little bit stiff, but I personally think it's absolutely perfect, because it just feels quite a special car to drive, in my opinion, with the firm suspension, and it means it doesn't roll around the corners at all, and it cruises along absolutely fantastically, very smooth, but almost no road noise, no wind noise. Of course, that's thanks to it being a very sleek car to drive, sleek aerodynamic design of the V60 Sportswagen. So yeah, can't fault the driving experience at all. And being the drive model, fuel efficiency is aided by the start-stop system, and of course in 2012 a start-stop system was a relatively new thing, so it's got the latest start-stop system in it, and I've been averaging over about 4,000 miles, 50 miles per gallon exactly. So obviously it's a large car, so I think 50 miles per gallon is blooming impressive, and you've got to consider this car's done almost 150,000 miles and it's still returning 50 miles per gallon. So yeah, the driving experience is a very nice place to spend time in. So thank you very much for watching this video introduction of my Volvo V60 R-Design. Hopefully you can see my passion I've got for this car, and I do know a lot of things about it, and I've homework on it over many years, so hopefully that comes across, and I'd like to hear what you thought about this car, and please stay tuned for all the other videos on this car I've got coming up, with some very unique ownership insights. So don't forget to subscribe to the Cars Desire YouTube channel.